What's going on, guys? It's Eric again, back with another video. I apologize for the audio and the lighting here, guys. My webcam kind of took a crap on me here, and I've been trying to find a replacement. I haven't found one yet because of all the disruptions in the supply chain that's kind of happening on here. And I'll admit, I really haven't been looking all that hard. But anyway, I don't really want to contaminate this video about kind of why I'm not using my setup in my my computer room or my business area, kind of whatever you kind of want to make it out to be. But anyway, kind of we're going to really talk about why is there so much hate for Matthew Stafford on here. And we kind of got to go back in time here a little bit, back to last year when Matt Patricia was with the team at the beginning of training camp. Well, kind of right there at the beginning of training camp, we were hearing grumblings of, man, this is hard. We shouldn't be being coached this way, kind of all that sort of stuff. Well, it ended up being that Matt Patricia at the time was kind of doing pretty hard practices on here. He was trying to get the team toughened up, and it kind of really didn't translate to wins and losses and all that. And it ended up Matt Patricia being fired on Thanksgiving, a couple of days after the Thanksgiving Day game where they got decimated. I think, I can't remember who they played last year. Somebody will come in here and tell me who they played. But anyway, they got decimated, and they told Matt Patricia, thanks for your services, but you're gone. And that time they had a little bit of an interim right in there. Well, kind of going all through this, Quandre Diggs got traded to Seattle. Darius Slay got traded to the Philadelphia Eagles, which that's where he's at now. And a couple of other people kind of went away. Ashawn Robinson isn't with the team anymore. He's with the LA Rams. I believe he's with the LA Rams. I think I've seen his jersey out there. I could be wrong. And then you have Matthew Stafford, obviously, them parted ways. And then you have Marvin Jones said he didn't want to come back. And the biggest thing to me, and the kind of what gets under my skin, and I don't know why people are even not talking about this, is Kenny Golladay just kind of seems to be setting out that last three quarters of the season because he had an injury. And then he kind of starts and kind of plays for, I want to say for the New York Giants. So my thing to the people out there, and I'll kind of come into why I'm making this video here in a minute, is why aren't we talking about those guys either? They were the big part of the equation to why the Detroit Lions are the way they are right now. They're pretty much a talentless team. And one kind of specific YouTuber kind of made a video about, and he's kind of made videos about this before, how Matthew Stafford is kind of now the enemy. Now, he knows who he is, and we've kind of talked about it. Not really at length, but we just disagree on each other's takes on this. My thing is, hey, Matthew Stafford, to me, wanted to be gone, requested a trade because he knew the team was going to be bad. He didn't want to be into another rebuild. I think this would have been his fourth rebuild that he would have been in during his 12 years that he was here. He didn't want to go through another rebuild. And then, don't get me wrong, Kelly Stafford probably pushed him into this. So I'm not trying to say that was all his decision. But in the end, he had to make that call on here. But with that being said, Matthew Stafford gets the hate because he kind of, quote, gave up on his team. I don't think he gave up on the team. He didn't want to be in through another rebuild and all that sort of stuff. So I really don't understand why Matthew Stafford seems to get all of the hate because he wanted to be, he requested a trade when he knew the team wasn't going to be anywhere and good, was going to be talentless. I don't understand that. I don't understand why people aren't happy for the man that he's now out there with a winner. And it just so happens he went down to Cancun when the Rams had coaches down there, and they did something, and he scooped him up, and now he's out there, and we got Jared Goff. So I really don't understand why this is a big thing with some YouTubers and people that have this I don't know if it's really hate. I'll use that term. I don't know why people have that hate for Matthew Stafford. Why aren't we talking about Quandre Diggs? Why aren't we talking about Darius Slay? Yeah, they kind of stood up for the team and all that, but eventually they got sent packing. So why aren't we talking about those guys? Why aren't we talking about Marvin Jones, who didn't want to come back and didn't want to sign with the Detroit Lions? He signed elsewhere. Why aren't we talking about Kenny Golladay? Why aren't we talking about him? He didn't want to be here. Hell, he took off 3/4 of the way through the season, said he had an injury and we'd never seen him again, and now he's ended up playing for the New York Giants. Why are we not talking about him? That guy really needs to get all the hate that he's receiving. He didn't want to even be on this team when Matt Patricia was on here. So that guy, to me, it gets all the hate. He didn't want to be here. So to Kenny Galladay, dude, you're pretty much the enemy. You should be booed when you come to Detroit, booed badly at that. And I would even put Marvin Jones on that list here. So why aren't we talking about those guys? Or even going back in time, why aren't we talking about Calvin Johnson? Why are we not talking about Barry Sanders? Hey, those two guys, to me, quit on the team. Why aren't we talking about those two guys? Why don't they get the same hate as Matthew Stafford? They were with the Detroit Lions organization. They ended up quitting on their teams. I don't understand why we don't talk about them. Oh, sorry guys, it's because they're Hall of Famers and they get a pass on this. They're not gonna. No, that's not correct either. Even though I like Barry Sanders and I like Calvin Johnson a lot, I don't. To me, I don't have anything bad against them. But if we're gonna put this stigma on Matthew Stafford for being hated for leaving the Detroit Lions when really the team was going to be stung, and this would have been what I believe I said his fourth rebuild. Matthew Stafford, I don't blame the guy for leaving. I honestly don't blame the guy. I mean, I'm glad he's with a winning organization now. I'm glad he finally has the pieces over there and the defense. Let's make sure we give kudos to the defense out there. I'm glad those people are out there to make Matthew Stafford and put him in the right situations to win. Because in Detroit, guys, there was always something, at least when Matthew Stafford was here, there was always something going on with that team. The receivers weren't catching the ball. The offensive line wasn't blocking all that well, or the defense kind of fell flat on its face for the team not to succeed, and we never kind of got over that 10-6 hump. I'll put it that way. We never really, or that 11-5, 10-6 hump. We never really got over that. So I don't really understand all the vitriol and the hate and the negative emotions that Matthew Stafford gets. Dude, the guy didn't want to be here for another rebuild. I mean, I really don't understand why people don't get that and understand it. It kind of gets under my skin when I always hear that, and it's just not true. Number one, it's not true, and I disagree. So I'll just put it that way. But let me know what you guys think. Kind of write down here into the comments. Do you guys think I'm wrong? Do you guys think the players that I kind of put out there, like Marvin Jones and Kenny Galladay, I think those two guys kind of really need to put their feet to the fire here for kind of quitting on Detroit here too. I don't think Marvin Jones quit, but Kenny Galladay surely did quit. I mean, I don't really understand why he's not in this conversation here either. But let me know kind of down in the comments. Do you disagree with me or do you agree with me? I guess I kind of want to hear from you guys on it. That's kind of going to just be my take on it. It gets under my skin all the time when kind of people say that Matthew Stafford, that since he requested to part ways, that they now hate the man. Don't get it. Or is not going to be a fan of him or wanting him to lose. I do not understand it. Don't understand it. But anyway, guys, I'm out. Going to get some stuff here for the audio, video kind of stuff here back in this room, and we'll be back in here shortly. All right, guys. Really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope to see you guys again soon. Deuces. Take care, guys.